An emergency push-button shutoff for a fuel pump must adhere to specific distance requirements. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, Standard 30-AMNIS 2017, Section 5.13 1.1 addresses these regulations. The code specifies that the emergency shutoff must be no closer than 5 feet or 1.5 meters from the fuel pump. Conversely, the emergency shutoff should be no further than 25 feet or 7.6 meters from the fuel pump. These distances are crucial for ensuring quick and safe access to the shutoff in case of an emergency, while also preventing accidental activation. The proximity of the emergency shutoff is a critical safety component in fuel dispensing systems. Firstly, the minimum distance of 5 feet is implemented to prevent accidental activation of the shutoff. This is particularly important in busy fueling areas where personnel or vehicles may inadvertently come into contact with the switch. Secondly, the maximum distance of 25 feet ensures that the shutoff is readily accessible in emergency situations, such as a fuel spill or fire. This allows personnel to quickly disable the fuel pump and mitigate potential hazards. The standard, NFPA 30A, covers the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of motor fuel dispensing facilities and service stations. It is essential for anyone involved in the installation, operation, or inspection of fuel dispensing systems to be familiar with this standard. Understanding the specific requirements for emergency shutoff switches is vital for maintaining a safe environment. The emergency shutoff switch is a critical component of a fuel dispensing system's safety measures. Its purpose is to immediately stop the flow of fuel in the event of an emergency, such as a leak, spill, or fire. The correct placement of this switch, as dictated by NFPA 30A, is therefore of paramount importance. The 5-foot minimum distance is designed to prevent unintentional activation. Fueling stations are often bustling environments with cars, trucks, and people moving around constantly. A switch placed too close to the pump could easily be bumped or brushed against, causing an unnecessary shutdown of the fuel supply. Such inadvertent stoppages can disrupt operations and inconvenience customers. However, the 25-foot maximum distance ensures that the switch remains readily accessible when needed. In a real emergency, seconds can matter. A switch that is too far away might be difficult to reach quickly, especially if there is smoke, fire, or other hazards present. The 25-foot limit strikes a balance between preventing accidental activation and ensuring rapid access in a crisis. To summarize, the NFPA 30 standard sets specific boundaries for the placement of emergency shutoff switches at fuel pumps. These boundaries, which mandate a minimum distance of 5 feet and a maximum distance of 25 feet, are carefully chosen to optimize safety and operational efficiency. Adhering to these regulations is crucial for preventing accidents and protecting both people and property. The specific section of NFPA 30 that addresses these requirements is Section 5.13 1.1 within the 2017 edition of the standard. This section outlines the precise stipulations for the location of emergency shut-off devices in relation to fuel dispensing equipment. It is important to consult the full text of NFPA 30 to ensure complete understanding and compliance. In addition to the distance requirements, NFPA 30 may also specify other characteristics of the emergency shutoff switch, such as its visibility, labeling, and method of activation. For example, the switch should be clearly marked as an emergency shutoff and be easily identifiable in all conditions. It should also be designed for simple and reliable operation, allowing anyone to quickly deactivate the fuel pump in an emergency. Furthermore, the switch might be required to be weather resistant and suitable for use in hazardous locations, depending on the specific environment in which it is installed. These additional requirements are all aimed at enhancing the effectiveness and reliability of the emergency shutoff system. Proper installation and maintenance of the emergency shutoff switch are also essential. The switch should be installed according to the manufacturer's instructions and inspected regularly to ensure that it is functioning correctly. Any damage or malfunction should be addressed promptly to prevent potential safety hazards. Regular testing of the switch is also recommended to verify its operational readiness. By adhering to all applicable regulations and best practices, fuel dispensing facilities can create a safer environment for both employees and customers. The correct placement and maintenance of emergency shutoff switches are critical components of this overall safety strategy. Keep in mind that compliance with NFPA 30 is often a legal requirement, and failure to comply can result in fines, penalties, or even closure of the facility. It is therefore essential to stay informed about the latest edition of the standard and to ensure that all equipment and procedures meet the required specifications. The NFPA regularly updates its standards to reflect new technologies, best practices, and lessons learned from past incidents. Staying current with these updates is crucial for maintaining a safe and compliant operation. In conclusion, the emergency shutoff switch is a vital safety device at fuel dispensing facilities. Its proper placement, as defined by NFPA 30-2017 5.13 is essential for preventing accidents and protecting people and property. The minimum distance of 5 feet and the maximum distance of 25 feet are carefully chosen to balance the need for preventing accidental activation with the need for ensuring rapid access in an emergency. By understanding and adhering to these regulations, fuel dispensing facilities can create a safer environment for everyone. Remember to consult the full text of NFPA 30 for complete information and to stay up to date with the latest revisions to the standard. It is crucial to prioritize safety in all aspects of fuel dispensing operations and to ensure that all equipment and procedures meet the highest standards of performance and reliability. In addition to the spatial considerations, it's important to understand the electrical aspects of the emergency shutoff switch. The switch typically interrupts the power supply to the fuel pump motor, effectively stopping the pump's operation. This interruption needs to be reliable and immediate to prevent further fuel flow in an emergency situation. The wiring and electrical connections associated with the switch must be properly sized and installed according to the National Electrical Code, or NEC. This includes using appropriate wire gauge conduit and overcurrent protection devices. The NEC provides detailed requirements for electrical installations in hazardous locations, such as fuel dispensing facilities, and it's crucial to comply with these requirements to prevent electrical hazards like short circuits, ground faults, and explosions. Furthermore, the emergency shutoff switch itself must be rated for the appropriate voltage and current levels. It should also be listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or UL, to ensure that it meets applicable safety standards. The switch should be designed to withstand the environmental conditions in which it is installed, such as exposure to gasoline vapors, rain, and temperature extremes. Proper grounding and bonding are also essential to prevent static electricity buildup, which can be a source of ignition in hazardous locations. The grounding system should be designed and installed according to the NEC requirements to ensure that all metallic parts of the fuel dispensing equipment are properly grounded. Regular inspections and testing of the electrical system are also crucial to identify and address any potential problems before they can lead to an emergency situation. This includes checking for loose connections, damaged wiring, and corroded components. Any repairs or replacement should be performed by qualified electricians who are familiar with the NEC and other applicable codes and standards. In summary, the electrical aspects of the emergency shutoff switch are just as important as the spatial considerations. Proper electrical design, installation, and maintenance are essential to ensure that the switch functions reliably and safely in an emergency. Compliance with the NEC and other applicable standards is crucial for preventing electrical hazards and protecting people and property. Don't overlook the importance of training. Employees who work at fuel dispensing facilities should be properly trained on the location and operation of the emergency shutoff switch. They should also be trained on emergency procedures, such as how to respond to a fuel spill or fire. Regular drills and simulations can help to reinforce this training and ensure that employees are prepared to act quickly and effectively in an emergency. The training should also cover the potential hazards associated with fuel dispensing operations, such as the risk of fire, explosion, and exposure to hazardous chemicals. Employees should be aware of the proper procedures for handling fuel and other hazardous materials, and they should be provided with the necessary personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as gloves, eye protection, and respiratory protection. Furthermore, the training should emphasize the importance of reporting any unsafe conditions or potential hazards to management immediately. A strong safety culture is essential to prevent accidents and ensure the well-being of employees and customers. By investing in comprehensive training and promoting a culture of safety, fuel dispensing facilities can significantly reduce the risk of accidents and injuries. In addition to employee training, it's also important to provide clear and concise signage at the fuel dispensing facility. The signage should clearly identify the location of the emergency shutoff switch and provide instructions on how to operate it. The signage should also warn of the potential hazards associated with fuel dispensing operations, such as the risk of fire and explosion. The signage should be prominently displayed in a location where it is easily visible to employees and customers. It should also be maintained in good condition and replaced if it becomes damaged or faded. The use of symbols and pictograms can help to improve the clarity and effectiveness of the signage, especially for individuals who may not be fluent in English. The signage should comply with all applicable regulations and standards, such as those issued by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA. Proper signage is an essential component of a comprehensive safety program at fuel dispensing facilities. It helps to ensure that employees and customers are aware of the potential hazards and know how to respond in an emergency. Now, let's consider some specific scenarios where the emergency shutoff switch might be used. Imagine a situation where a fuel hose ruptures while a customer is filling their vehicle. Fuel is spraying everywhere, creating a significant fire hazard. In this scenario, the emergency shutoff switch should be activated immediately to stop the flow of fuel and prevent the situation from escalating. Another scenario might involve a vehicle collision at the fuel pump. The impact could damage the pump and cause a fuel leak. Again, the emergency shutoff switch should be activated to prevent further fuel from being released. In both of these scenarios, the quick and decisive action of activating the emergency shutoff switch can significantly reduce the risk of fire, explosion, and injury. That's why it's so important for employees to be properly trained and for the switch to be readily accessible. Remember, the emergency shutoff switch is a last line of defense in an emergency situation. It's a critical safety device that can help to protect people and property. So, take the time to understand the regulations, ensure proper installation and maintenance, provide comprehensive training, and promote a culture of safety. By doing so, you can help to create a safer environment at fuel dispensing facilities. Furthermore, consider the advancements in technology that are being implemented in modern fuel dispensing systems. Many new systems incorporate automatic shutoff features that can detect leaks or spills and automatically shut down the fuel pump. These systems can provide an added layer of protection in addition to the manual emergency shutoff switch. However, even with these advanced technologies, it's still important to have a manual shutoff switch readily available in case the automatic system fails or is not functioning properly. The manual switch provides a backup safety mechanism that can be used in any situation. Also, many fuel dispensing facilities are now equipped with video surveillance systems that can monitor the fueling area and provide real-time alerts in the event of an emergency. These systems can help to detect leaks, spills, or other hazardous conditions and allow employees to respond quickly and effectively. The video surveillance footage can also be used to investigate accidents and identify areas for improvement in safety procedures. By leveraging technology, fuel dispensing facilities can enhance their safety programs and reduce the risk of accidents and injuries. But technology alone is not enough. It's essential to combine technology with proper training, maintenance, and a strong safety culture. Only then can we truly create a safe environment for employees and customers. Finally, remember that safety is an ongoing process. It's not something that you can set and forget. You need to continuously monitor your safety procedures, identify areas for improvement, and implement changes as needed. Regular safety audits can help to identify potential hazards and ensure that your safety program is up to date. You should also encourage employees to provide feedback on safety issues and to suggest ways to improve safety procedures. By fostering a culture of continuous improvement, you can ensure that your fuel dispensing facility is always operating at the highest level of safety. So, stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay committed to safety. By working together, we can create a safer environment for everyone.